I hate my life. Good evening. It is Wednesday, June 1st, 2020.
We appear to have pissed off our producer.
Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics.
That's not that easy to do. No, interrupting her does a pretty good job.
I'm RisenLadyHeathen. Hey, asshole. What separates our show from other millennial news podcasts?
A producer we can pick.
Asshole who's smart enough to be quiet when the internet's been very bored and hasn't done any kind of news. It makes Risen want to do her stand-up and shout about why we should burn it down Wednesday. She doesn't really want to get up on the table and shout about, because all the fucking reasons you know. Like, look the fuck outside. Listen for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Call one of your friends and be like, hey, should we burn this shit down? They're probably going to say, fuck yeah, man. Or you need better friends, the internet. Also send us money. We need an airship. And then we'll fly over and be your friends.
We have a boomer, and not just any boomer. We have Mr. Boomer Rex himself.
Who's been repeatedly interrupting the producer, who is now fairly ticked off.
Brazil, make me a big dragon
You
airship.
too eat, sleep, and breathe politics, and I'm learning that's 3 unique perspectives we share along with the facts from our literal round table.
And she is learning.
I'm gonna fucking throw shit at you.
Let's
dig right into our headlines. Uproar in China over textbook images not suitable for children.
Was it Winnie the Pooh?
No, but we'll get to it. It turned out, and having grown up in the South, it's possible it's totally isolated in the South. Do you know what a stump speech is?
I assume the speech one gives over a stump.
Okay. A stump speech is the pre-written speech that
Yes.
you give at every event, right, for the next 3 days.
At every
or
chicken
whatever.
dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what you go
Right.
out and say. You wind up. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they questioned answer period after.
So it turned out that our New England producer had never heard of stump speech.
Oh.
I've heard of a soapbox, but
Yeah.
and I understand the concept of standing on a stump and making a speech,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've never actually heard the term out in the wild. He was like, "This is stump speech," and I was like, "Cool." And like, what
So anyway, now Risen knows what a stump speech is.
Hell yeah.
So, it turns out we're not the only one with crazy parents. There's a huge uproar in China over images in textbooks that they claim are not suitable for children.
Is it Winnie the Pooh?
No. These are actual illustrations in math books and other elementary school and high school textbooks. These are published by the state-run People's Educational Press, and they've been in use for about a decade. And suddenly it turns out some of the illustrations are unacceptable. So the sort of thing that makes it unacceptable, the characters don't look terribly Chinese. At least one of the characters appears to be wearing a golf shirt that sort of half-ass has the components of an American flag. It's got some stars, it's got some red and white stripes, the standard shit.
Oh, God forbid they keep somebody who might be American in their textbooks?
I guess.
Why is this a bad
This
thing?
is the dumb shit impulse that makes people want to have English be the official language of the United States, which is fucking dumb, and the same thing that makes the French have a fucking department of Frenchifying words.
So anyway, what they're saying is that
shithouse.
the publisher, and I remind you, the publisher is the People's Education Press.
Yeah. This is the dumb part.
Right, are sending a pro-Western, anti-China.
Yeah, the People's
message.
Liberations Army's fucking book press is printing subversive shit.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's true, and I think it's funny as shit.
Oh, yeah.
True or not.
Fucking.
So. Anyway, I found it amusing.
All
So,
right.
that was in my good news column,
Yeah.
by the way. Okay.
No.
Biden administration will cancel student debt from Corinthian colleges.
Good. And do we have a number?
5.8
I
billion.
don't give a fuck per idiot.
This is all of it. They're canceling their
Oh,
entire
shit.
debt.
Yes. Fuck. Yes.
Corinthian was one of the predatory,
Lying for a fact, motherfucker.
was one of the
Predatory lenders.
predatory for-profit education, right?
Kill everything in that valley.
And the good thing about this, right? About 560,000 borrowers, about 5.8 billion in, and if you look at that number, wow, they owed some money. So anyway, it's canceled. It's done.
Good.
And the best part of it is, since it's canceled, it's done, all of it.
Yeah.
is there's nothing they have to do.
Hell yeah.
We have records. We can simply squash the loan. And better than that, we also have records of who paid against the loan, and those people will be reimbursed.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. We've been kicking at Joe Biden for days. This is good
We're gonna
news.
kick a lot.
What about people whose loans were sold for profit, or did they not do that? Because sometimes when you owe money, it'll get sold to somebody who will then harass you to get that money.
Yes, this is all of the loans.
Okay, so it covers all those.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's the same loan regardless of who owns it.
Right. But I was just saying, like, I know that that's a thing. I've had to deal with it. I've had friends who've had to deal with it.
No, I agree. Make sure that's not a crack. But no, it sounds like we got this one right. And yes, do that. Do that again.
Yep.
Find the next one.
Do it again.
Yeah, all the predatory schools that are charging exorbitant amounts.
I'm sure this
of,
is one of those that DeVos tried to prevent.
interest and
Oh,
stuff.
Right. So, we can't have people getting out from under, who cares if they
That
got
whole
cheated?
ass family, I have nothing nice to say. They come from Amway.
Yeah.
And if we get me talking about Amway, one, we're probably gonna get killed by mercenaries, and two, fucking shit. I'll just swear. It'll be rude.
All right.
As of today, every student deceived, defrauded, and driven into debt by Corinthian colleges can rest assured that the administration has their back and will discharge their federal student loans.
Oh shit! I think this may actually help fucking Panama.
Okay.
The kid from the balloon fiesta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was one
Of those.
Sounds close to the college he was always bitching about having ripped him off.
Yeah, I
Everybody-
didn't list what they had deals with a bunch of institutions, and it didn't list which one.
Oh yeah.
I should get in touch with my girlfriend and see if this helps her out.
Yeah.
Because I know that she was really worried for a while about her useless fucking student loans that did her no fucking good in life, and if anything, put her in even worse debt.
Oh yeah. No, a lot of these,
And didn't give
I
her
would
a
go
better paying
almost
job.
so far as to say all of the for-profit education institutions were nothing more than a ripoff. So, kind of like what was the name of that one? Oh, Trump University.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, for me, it's University of Phoenix or one of the art schools. I had a couple of friends fall for the art schools.
Oh.
I almost took a quote unquote college course for wedding planning.
Yep.
But I sent the books back and got a
Oh.
refund and everything. So,
Okay.
But I almost did. They said they were accredited, all that crap. We did some more research. We decided,
Yeah.
no, we're
The
not.
fuck you are.
We're not getting into this. So, anyway, GOP Lawmaker calls on vigilantes to film and follow voters to combat unproven ballot mules.
Okay, and we can go on to the next one. No, we have a Republican state senators calling on vigilantes to spy on people who deposit early ballots in ballot drop boxes, imploring them to use hidden cameras and follow voters to their cars and to help stamp out fraud, which we know doesn't
So if I
happen.
have to drive to a voting place, I should park blocks and blocks away, and if someone follows me, I should shoot them and just be done with it?
I don't
Is
think
this a
you
stand
can-
your ground state?
I don't think you can shoot them until they place you in fear of your life.
Well, if they're trying to take pictures of my license plate, that
Yeah, I
puts
don't
me in
think that.
fear for my life.
Okay.
That scares me. If somebody's taking pictures of my license plate for no fucking reason, that scares me, because now you can find my address, my name,
Yep.
my birth date.
And that's the feeling this was all supposed to do. Because again,
Of course,
if you
this
want,
is another voter suppression.
Well,
technique.
and-
That's all it is.
even if you honestly
intimidation.
believed any of the thing about people screwing with the vote, you wouldn't say shit. You would go and put up a trail camera and watch.
Yep. And so here's his things. We're going to have trail cameras, and we're going to have people parked out there watching you, and they going to follow you to your car and get your license plate. So don't
Please.
try.
Absolutely. Yes, please. I haven't read the transcripts of 92 case when you guys ended up in the consent decree, but
Yeah.
I know it's going to sound a lot like that.
It really is.
And
Straight
it's going to
up
be
voter
them that gets out of
intimidation.
control. And
Well, first we have 3 kangaroos we have to get off the Supreme Court.
Or they can fuck around and they can find out the problem judges have always known for all time. Judges are going to have to serve whoever rides in and takes over the city pretty much fucking regardless. Otherwise, I guess we don't need any judges, which isn't a good way to run it, the internet. Stop pushing people in that direction.
Yeah, this is not okay, folks. Don't follow people. Don't take pictures of people's license plates. Don't
Judges...
fucking do this shit.
Yeah, judges are one of the most recent baubles we have added to society.
Yeah.
By and large, the role of judge throughout history was served. That's mostly what your warlord did during the day.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of holding court
So you're
was.
proposing this is a lot like last hired, first fired.
Kinda.
Yeah.
They lack the dudes with guns. Like their entire right. They have whatever the U.S. Marshals. I'm not starting shit, U.S. Marshals, but they don't have a lot of they don't have a battalion of dudes. I don't think probably fucking total. Total manning of cops everywhere, and I think that's all PD
I
employees.
noticed
is
the
a
U.S.
million.
Marshals aren't investigating the leak of the
Fucking
majority opinion.
that'd be some shit, man. Like, no, boss.
Yeah.
Don't say dumb shit at me.
Anyway, so let's see what else.
You know, if people ask me about this, I have to tell them what you say to me, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Are we moving on, or are you still
Yeah,
talking
sure.
about that? GOP election investigation costs rise to nearly $900,000.
And this is in Wisconsin, right, where they initially gave them a budget of $676,000. It's grown way beyond that, and the short answer is, hey, it's a good grift. Got to keep it going.
Yeah,
So,
but
anyway.
it works, right? It makes people shrug and say "fuck it" about government, and that's what the problem needs to be in charge.
Yeah. No,
Because whatever, right? Throughout my whole life, all of the people like, I don't give a shit. I just do my whatever thing. Over the course of this entire time, I have been watching. Every one of those things is now a thing the government could easily reach out and do. Just on like a piece of a dude who doesn't like you who works for government could do most of it before anyone was like, "Hey, Dave, why are you pulling up fucking files on this guy a lot?" Like, we did not build a lot of good oversight, and I don't think at this point most people can withstand deep scrutiny.
So anyway, it's the standard Trumpista big lie. So, but it's a good grift, which is why the money keeps going up. So.
No, well, and it's also the problem with these, right? This is what the money kids were always afraid of for the Republican consortium, right? Or whatever the money side saw the deal they were in, right? They saw it as some business and acquisitions thing because that's their life, right? The religious people saw it as a church joining.
Right.
So the
Again,
religious people are now
acquisition.
driving the bus. All right, but the religious people have a different, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. No,
They're just as happy to spread by the
The
sword.
moneyed
but-
interests are getting nervous. I think it's too late for them to do anything about it. And
Yeah,
they're not going to like the world they have helped create.
Yeah. No, because I think they've also gotten the boiling going. The weirdest thing I've seen in all this time I've been watching politics since I was like 12 is the left has gotten much more fuck yeah, do it when it comes to the right babbling about civil war.
Yeah.
And I've heard way more lefty kids and hippie earth mothers be like, I'm going to make so many motherfucking Molotov cocktails, going to burn motherfuckers up in here. And like, that's probably bad. Right? Again, the fact that whenever I get a chance and it comes up to some parent I know and they're like, what should my kid do during a school shooting for real? Leave. Fucking leave. Oh, the school says, I don't give a fuck what the school says. The school doesn't give a shit about your kid. Tell them to walk away.
What are they going to do? Expel your living kid while they bury all the dead ones?
That's what I told my son. I said, just fucking leave.
What do you do if there's a
It's a
shooting at a bar?
decision.
Fuck off.
It's a decision you make based on the data that you have.
Yes.
If you have a way out of the fucking school, run.
Gunshots are coming from one direction. I'm going the other way.
Yeah.
Right? I've left through fucking kitchens. I don't give a
Right.
shit. Oh, you're not supposed to be back here. That's fucking cool.
If you
You're
have
not gonna
some,
stab me in the
if you
back room.
have some reason to believe that you cannot get past the shooter, right? That they're in the hall in front of your classroom and you got no windows. Fucking
Hide and fight.
find a weapon
Yep.
and hide.
Yeah. But
But other than that, break a window, go out through the window, be
Yeah.
careful of the glass, try not to cut your femoral artery as you jump out the window. So
so you strangle the thing.
movement
through the
is
hole.
life.
Yeah.
throw somebody's jacket on the hole.
Yeah.
So Anyway.
You're smart. You've seen movies. That's pretty much why America does movies. It's
Yeah.
as close as we can get to the fucking Matrix way of uploading fucking knowledge to humans.
Right.
Just kind of fucking fake it, bro. It's not actually that hard.
Yeah, well, the whole fake it till you make it thing is fucking real.
Well, and a lot of it's just the reality of America, right? One of the favorite things I ever heard was your point from one of the defensive driving kids of you've driven cars more than people who were probably trying to ram you.
Yeah.
Americans just drive all the fucking time. Most of us drove before we were of age to drive.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, no, we have been on more vehicles. We have done more dumb just shit.
Yep.
I'd be willing to try flying a hot air balloon. Why? I've been up in one more than twice.
Yeah.
And fuck it. What's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm gonna set the thing on fire right fucking here.
Right. Gloriously aflame.
Yeah, good. At least I'm gonna drop a basket full of meat on some zombies or whatever I'm
Yeah.
running from away in a goddamn hot air balloon. You know how bad an idea those are?
All right.
Boomer Rex is about damn time.
About to
Oh,
have a
Michigan-
blast
Tell
hot
me
air
the
balloon.
good news.
Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel reportedly said this week that she expects charges related to a coordinated effort to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. And she's been working on this for a while.
Yeah, get them.
The target of the investigation are obviously supporters of former President Trump. And she told the paper, we've investigated an unprecedented and coordinated push to overturn the election on behalf of Trump. And she said, now I've talked to countless people in my office. This has never happened before, right? So anyway, as the office has been involved in at least 3 separate independent investigations into the effort to overturn the election. So she did not say when she expected charges to be filed.
Fair.
So it's always possible that this is an attorney general trying to scare some folks that they want to see where they run.
Certainly would.
So anyway,
Again, this was much more dangerous than
yeah.
the kids who took the Capitol building.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid of the kid who tried to steal the fucking lectern.
No, but the ones who signed on as electors and
Yeah.
signed their names, they need to go. That's a felony. They need to spend long time in prison.
Yep. That thing where it says under penalty of perjury, I'm sure some piece of paper somewhere they sign says that.
Yep.
If not, oh, by the way, add that. But yeah, no, that strikes. That's up for me. That's right up there with the cops planting evidence and other shit where you're like, don't. That really does give Risen fucking ammo for burn it down. Wednesdays. Just on Wednesdays.
Cool. So next up was Dumbass du jour. So Arizona Republican Congresswoman Debbie Lesko was invited to give a commencement speech at a high school graduation. And so what did she do? She got up and gave a stump speech.
Yep.
Right?
Oh.
And the students and parents didn't think much of it, so they booed her and heckled her off the stage.
Americans are the
So,
worst.
and she's all unhappy about it.
I love us for it, but
That's what
No,
happened.
she said that they made a big mistake by getting me off the stage because it teaches the kids that they can heckle and get their way. And I'm like, this
Absolutely.
is America. What country
Yeah.
did you think you were in? Of course that works.
because we're historically illiterate, you're gonna mostly think of we used to throw expired fruit and stuff. We used to throw dead cats and whatever was to fucking hand.
Yeah.
All the way up to bricks and occasionally snowballs with rocks in the middle.
I was kind of front row center in a crowd that heckled the ambassador of the Soviet Union.
Yeah. Fuck them. Soviet Union wasn't very nice.
He stood his ground and made some valid points,
I
but
know.
he had to get through the heckling.
The fucking Soviets, man. They used to be able
And
to
he
do
finally said, look, he said, I have things to tell you that I don't think you've heard. And, you know, if the heckling continues, you're not going to hear them. I'm just going to leave.
Well,
Right?
and
But you should hear this and make up your own mind.
that is
It
actually
worked perfectly with the university crowd. Everybody shut up and we listened to it.
no, and that's one of the things the Cold War got functionally right. Was it right? We were better when we were competing with another country.
Yep.
Whether that was a real competition or not, who fucking cares? It kept some semblance of the system going.
Yep. And I am also quite sure that part of what he said was true. So, anyway,
Well,
because it explains some other things. right? Then you could put the whole picture together.
Well, and this idiot got heckled by a bunch of fucking high schoolers, so
Yeah.
fuck.
How bad do you have to be to get heckled by high schoolers? God damn.
Well, and again, she made this whole speech, said absolutely nothing
About them. It was all
the
about
graduating class. It was all
the
about
standard
her.
Trump stump speech. Me.
She was pushing, people to go to her website.
Yep.
She
Yeah.
was, trying to get a feel for how people felt politically, and no.
Oh yeah.
This is not about any
That's
of that.
not what
you
we invited you
crazy
for.
woman. And she claimed that she had done the same speech earlier and it had been perfectly whatever. The thing that annoys me is I tried to look for her speech, like a video or
Anything.
something
Yeah,
about it, anything that was said. I found nothing except for a brief explanation for the stupid shit that came out of her mouth. But I don't know who she paid to keep this off the internet, but YouTube didn't have it. Google had nothing.
Yeah.
She paid
Well,
somebody.
it's entirely possible nobody in the audience thought she was important enough to start a camera.
Apparently, somebody.
By and
said,
large, that's been my feeling
hope
at
that
every
got on
commencement
tape.
speech I've been
Yeah.
to, but I'm an asshole. Like,
Yeah. But no, when you're invited to give a commencement speech,
you
that's
pat
not what
the
you get.
fucking kids who paid a lot of money to be here on the head.
Yeah.
It's their day to be a pretty
Right.
whatever.
This is when you join the.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Various houses of study of your school of choice.
Suspect dead after active shooter incident at Tulsa Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wrote this one down because I think there's going to be more to this than we wanted. We'll see. Tulsa police were called to the Warren Clinic near 64th Street. They confirmed there were several injuries. Apparently, nobody's dead other than the suspect.
No, there's 4 deaths.
Are there 4 deaths now? Okay.
I looked it up literally just before the show. There's 4
Okay.
dead.
So I knew they had like 10 that were shot, and had been
4
evacuated.
dead, and everybody else is not seriously wounded. So
Yeah.
no serious.
We'll see. My
Okay.
money's on standard shooting, but
So anyway, rifle and pistol. Hospital's an odd venue. I think the venue's
I
going
think
to
the
turn
standard
out.
shooting is people shooting their ex and everyone in the room.
Yeah. Anyway, we shall see.
But yeah,
That's always certainly possible. I think having it happen at the hospital is something to be interested in until we understand why.
Updates with Boomer Rex. We have Mitch McConnell has set a trap for Democrats update. You have it twice, so I wasn't sure, and they're different.
Oh,
So
yeah, I must not have copied in a new title. Did I have the whole thing twice?
but they're
Ah.
different.
Well,
So I
wait.
don't know. I was very confused, and I didn't get a chance to ask you.
that's what separates us from other millennial podcasts is we have a boomer that can't be trusted to do his own scripts.
Anyway, no, the point is
I
that
can't
we
talk
have-
shit. I don't even have a script. I can't be trusted with like previously written thought. So
Fair.
Anyway, my point was here. We know that what Mitch McConnell is doing on gun control is a trap.
Yeah.
Right? It's a huge rake.
it's a
And the
big horn.
Democrats
Stop
have
running
already
in.
stepped on it. So anyway,
Yeah.
but we have the Second Amendment to the Constitution, and we take it seriously, and yada yada yada.
Right,
So
the
he's
fuck-
already setting up the reason for saying, "Oh no, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that." So standard McConnell bullshit. And I'm
No.
sorry it was repeated because I had another story that's supposed to be under that other headline.
Maybe it's in the next one
No,
because they're both different. So one might be the one you're looking for.
That's right. I have Mongolian beef after this. That was my zombie game.
yeah, no, he's talking about bipartisan discussions and a
Oh, yeah.
call with the members and so forth. McConnell is holding that football, looking at Joe Biden, going, come on, Joe, you fall for it one more time."
Hey. I'd rather this than the smart move.
Yeah, true.
Smart move would be to, encourage and push the living shit out of gun buybacks right before one side decides they don't like democracy.
All right, health threats.
Oh, more good news. National Institutes of Health have found that people who have food allergies are less likely to become infected with COVID.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Why?
Because they're
Hyperactive immune system.
right.
Fuck. Lame.
I'll bet you money.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of interesting. The other thing they looked at is they said that, you know, children aged 12 years and younger are just as likely to become infected as anybody else. But 75% of the infections are asymptomatic. That being said, the study confirmed that COVID transmission within households with children is high, exactly as you'd expect it to be, right? So the fact that they're asymptomatic doesn't mean anything. They're infected. So anyway, I thought that was cool.
All right. Climate weirding.
All right, here we go. A friend of mine asked about this, and I kind of liked it, so I thought I'd do a story on it. So,
What is this?
Hurricane Agatha may become Hurricane Alex, and here, what do we got? We
Ah.
got us a transsexual hurricane. Ain't that gonna drive
shh.
Florida bananas?
No, because it can't go there. That's illegal.
What?
Because you know, can't say gay, so
It's gonna affect kindergarten to third graders.
Yeah,
so
well.
obviously Florida is not gonna have it.
Okay.
Does that mean we don't have to acknowledge it and send storm aid?
So,
they're gonna fire gunner.
this is one of the interesting things that happens, is that the U.S. model of what's going to happen says, yeah, you know, Florida's going to get quite a bit of rain from this,
Yeah.
right? The European model says they'll be lucky if they don't get a Cat 5 hurricane from this.
Really.
The European model, the development is very, very, very aggressive.
I
I'm
saw
going to be
that-
beyond words furious if the U.S. modeling
Yeah.
is derpy. Just want that on record.
Yeah.
Like that's how some scientists get thrown off a roof. At the
Well,
end.
no, it's an interesting thing because these are relatively short-term weather models,
Uh-huh.
right? That normally agree really well,
Uh-huh.
and suddenly we have two very different outcomes.
It concerns the living shit.
And I couldn't find any difference in the, you know, what the models take account of. But of course, one of the things people were saying is that if this were to develop into a hurricane, it will pass over that great loop of, you know, hot
more. Yeah.
hot water, which will help the hurricane grow. So anyway, we'll see. We should know by Monday morning.
So
Yeah, I
Okay.
saw that we got 70% chance of it developing in 3 days and an 80% chance of it developing over the next 5 days. So
Yeah.
yeah, last time I had it was at 10 and something. So god damn it, I'm gonna be annoyed if we fucked with the modeling.
Oh no, I'm quite sure we didn't. My guess is that there is some effect that is weighted differently in the two models.
That's what it is.
So anyway,
It concerns me enough that the handful of times the NSA has been caught trying to fuck with people's encryption setups, they've wanted it to go a specific way in math, and that tells me they know something about that math.
yeah,
This would be the same thing, right? That
working it backwards.
they had think tanks long enough that someone actually smart at one, because they did have those. Don't be stupid. Knew that was the kind of change you had to make. Like that's the kind of tiny bureaucratic change no one saw
Okay.
11 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
And like you say, they usually agree. And so something about this specifically hits exactly where it's weighted differently. And
Apparently. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see which model proves right. And I love the idea of a transsexual hurricane. I'm going to make
Right.
a lot of noise about transsexual hurricane if this happens.
oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's-
and especially
it's
if it nails
Galwood's-
Florida.
It's Galwood's
hand.
punishment to Florida. Oh, yeah.
God's hand is gonna smack Florida right in
Sent
the
them a
fucking-
transsexual hurricane.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. You gotta love it.
No,
I
I
watched
will say that I am a little bit worried because the general area where it's supposed to be headed right now is in the general area where my family is. So.
Yeah.
people are smart and enjoy planning. They'll be fine.
Oh yeah, no, I don't worry. My dad I'm sure already has all of his hurricane shit ready to go, packed up.
Fine. Yeah. You don't sit
He's got a hurricane bag.
Yeah, you throw it in the car and you drive a crosswind. All right. And you do it early.
Fuck all that shit. You should have been retired. Then we'll just like crowdfund some Cajun Navy bullshit.
Yeah. That was.
Such
Now,
rescues
I
would be
shouldn't be
fun.
saying this because on.
I know what we could do when he retires. We could become storm chasers.
That'd be fun.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Once upon
Drive around the southeast and follow not hurricanes, tornadoes.
tornadoes
shit.
were mostly Midwest, but
Midwest, sorry. But yeah, that's
Nope.
fun.
I flew into Orlando one day, arrived at 11 o'clock in the morning, and the hurricane was expected to arrive at 7 p.m. So I did go by and make sure that our office in Orlando was all properly locked up as best we could, and then sent everybody home, said, get out of here, go to your house, right,
Yeah.
keep your family safe. And then the damned hurricane went further to the
Go
east.
die at home so we find out
So-
who's got.
We got some wind, we got some rain, some branches blew around in the street. But anyway. And that was when I found out, you know how you protect pool furniture?
Throw in the pool.
Throw it in the pool.
Yep.
You can get it off the bottom after the storm. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even went out and helped a little. And we had a hurricane party in the lobby.
Well, you got.
So, yeah.
No,
Were
that
you
was
in
the best
Florida?
part about. That was the best part about living in Daytona.
What?
Were you in Florida?
That's in Orlando.
Okay, so yeah, hurricane party's where it's at.
Yeah.
No.
Well, especially after we knew all we were going to get were 65-mile-an-hour winds and some rain.
That's what I love
So-
living in an apartment in Daytona. Because fuck it, Storm, do it. Kill fucking everyone. First off, I'm gonna be hard to kill. Like, unless you're gonna launch a gator through the second floor window, I'm probably fucking set. And if you do, we're gonna find out what happens when you stick all the knives and the sharpener in a gator. Like,
What you're going to be really sad is that you don't have any way to cook the tail.
bullshit.
You always find a way, right?
Yeah. It's a what? It's a fucking hurricane, so it's gonna knock Florida flat. It
That's
wash
true.
all
Go
that
out
shit
and
in the
get you
ocean.
some wood.
Yeah, it just redistributed everybody's shit. You probably just got a new grill in your backyard.
That's true.
Now find some propane tanks. They're around, I promise.
Might even be attached to the grill.
Yeah.
So anyway, I usually do my it's about damn time to burn it all down, but unfortunately there is absolutely jack and shit fucking going on. Except for all the stuff that we've already fucking talked about, right?
It's already going
So
on.
LGBTQ
How much more do you need?
is being attacked, women are being attacked, and children are being shot in schools, but that's nothing
I
new.
went my off ramp.
None of this is anything new.
Yeah,
So why
that's the
are
new
we
normal.
acting like
That's
this is
the Republican
like
normal.
some new thing that is just
This
happening?
is what the normal Joe Biden promised to take us back to. This is the normal that caused Trump.
Yep.
That made enough Americans go, hey, fuck it. When
How bad
presented-
can it be?
Yeah. You
Well-
can't fuck it up worse than Hillary, and Hillary's not going to fix it.
And now we once again have Democrats focused on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
This kind of
Found a
all.
dandelion out in left field they want to look at. And I say that having been the kid in left field looking at a lot of dandelions.
Yeah,
Th-
you were.
This has all fallen the same
It's
way it
fallen.
always does, right? You know, LGBTQ's getting attacked, women's rights get attacked, and then all of a sudden another shooting happens, which is inevitable here in America.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we're all talking about gun control again instead of what's important, which is, my boomer, please explain to the class.
Is having people able to make a living, which means a decent minimum wage,
Oh,
Yep.
gosh.
and having people be able to get health care, which means a
Really?
national health care system.
Uh-huh.
And then we clearly need some work on the mental health
If we claim
side.
to be a
Of course.
capitalist society, that's absolutely got to be the part of it, right? You need to give them enough nest egg that they can pull the emergency chute anytime they need and land somewhere where no one's ever heard their fucking name before.
Right. Otherwise, stop bitching about people going postal.
Yeah. No, one of the terrifying things was we saw during the economic crash and the pandemic that people will stay in regions they can no longer afford because it's where their support network kind of exists.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is that means it's wildly stressing their support network. Like we have entirely too much of our, it's not even economic infrastructure, like it's the actual human component to that
Yeah.
near the water line, and like
Yeah.
that's not
And
good.
they're not going to drown quietly.
They're one of the people we have seen historically fucking don't.
Yeah.
No.
So
So,
we've
You
got
think
more
I-
guns here than any place in the world. So.
Again, the people, it's guns aren't the problem. We haven't seen the problem yet,
No, but guns are a convenient tool.
for sure. And I haven't seen
No.
anyone
the
use.
problem is that nobody's looking at them as tools anymore. It is a
Oh, yeah.
form of your masculinity
Yep.
or your power over others. That's what guns are, and that's why we're
Yeah,
having
like the
this
tying it with
problem.
man card was gross. And we've known this was a problem, right? As like, responsible gun owners have known for a long time. Don't talk to a lot of the people you meet at gun shops.
Oh,
They're gonna say
shit,
weird
yeah.
shit to you.
Yeah.
If
Some of those are real fucking Nazis, and they're
Yeah.
not kidding, and they can't wait to talk about it.
Oh yeah. And if you are a person that looks at your gun as anything other than a tool for hunting or protection, if you look at your gun or want to get a gun because you think it makes you more manly, or you want to take photos with your families or something fucking dumb like that, you are wrong, and you need to rethink your life before you go out and buy a fucking gun, because that's not what guns are for.
Peace.
So until you understand what a gun actually is and what a gun actually fucking does and what purposes it serves, you have no right to go out and fucking get one.
No.
No, they do.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem. No, I started
You
to
got no
argue
fucking
with you
business.
about,
No,
but I think you're
fine,
right.
Whatever,
I think
but you get my point.
yeah. No, I think the the gun comes in because that was part of their picture of themselves as, as being important, was that gun gave them power over others, which is where the anyway.
If you're taking pictures of you holding your gun and posting it on your Instagram or your Facebook
There's probably a problem.
or your Twitter, then you are wrong. And you need to think about that.
You were wildly younger than the people who should have guns, because I remember loads of little baby troops taking loads of little pictures with their little criminally hidden phones and all the stuff, because, yeah. But that's fine. They're 17, 18. Their little brains aren't formed yet. Be nice to them.
Well, and I mean, it's the equivalent of the high school quarterback having his photograph taken in his uniform.
I've never not fucked around at every job I've had, and I've actually fucked at some of the jobs I've had. So I can't be trusted. So no, the way they took it was gross and shitty. On the other hand, I heard somebody trying to argue that high capacity and concealability was advertising towards the criminal element or every security kid.
Yeah.
Which is really who they're talking to. 'Cause
Or
that's
anybody
really
who
who's got
wants-
any fucking money to spend on this shit.
Well, or any normal person who wants the fact that he's armed to come as a terrible surprise
sure.
to somebody who showed up on his property.
Yeah.
So,
No, again, I would be more if they were arguing like the textured grip
yeah.
that makes it almost impossible
You
for
get
it to
fingerprints.
catch a fingerprint. Yeah. But they're not, because they're not stupid. They saw that movie too.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
Well, and again, I love my knives. You don't see me posting pictures
Oh, for sure.
of my knives everywhere.
but we also have a lot of kids stabbed every year, and we don't see everyone out there arguing about edges may only be this.
oh,
Yeah, I mean, how
Different
many
orientation.
subway stabbings have we had?
That's what
in the
it'd be like trying to
several months?
regulate the knife point, because there's an assorted variety of those.
yeah, that's right.
And there's some of those I actually don't want to get stabbed by, but that's entirely a psychological thing. You don't want to get stabbed at all.
Bloodwell bayonet is not fun to be stabbed by.
Yeah, but you don't want to get stabbed by anything.
No, I agree.
Right, I don't want to get pierced in an industrial accident. That guy who got shot in the head with the
Something
nail?
inside. Yeah.
Fuck, no.
Yeah, you may presentare me anything, but you may introduce me fucking nada.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
So,
But, no, and we're falling for it, right? This is an issue that spins up the Republican base, depresses our base, except the loudest, least,
No, this is exactly the trap that Boomer's been talking about, and
Yeah.
you fucking fell for it, Democrats. Why? Back off of this gun thing, and let's focus on the things
because
that
you've
will
got Joe
actually
Biden.
help.
do we
Who
want to be
is-
the gun police, or do we want to frame them as the sex police?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's kind of our choice. And hey, don't be the fucking police. Now, part of that was always true. That's just who we've always pretended we were, because we love us some criminals and anti-heroes. But, shit.
Yeah, until we get some real life Deadpools out there murdering some people, let's fucking, focus on what we can focus on, which is raising the fucking minimum wage.
National health care.
Everybody is for raising the minimum. Even Trumpies are for raising the minimum fucking wage.
Start there.
Why are we even discussing anything else right now? Nothing
Well,
else
and it's the
should even be
perfect
talked about.
opportunity to put the opportunistic so-called Republicans, right, on record as having voted against it, voted against the best interest of their working folks.
It moves the last place averse people up one tiny step, and that may be enough to get them past the critical point of kicking down.
So let's also discuss another way that you can make real change, and that's local elections. A lot of these people are run unopposed. A lot of these people get minimal votes, so they're not even really representing the local community because nobody votes, right? Who votes? Boomers.
Okay.
That's
And the
not
silent
a
generation.
representation of the local communities anymore. It's just not. So get out there, vote in your local elections. If you have meetings and stuff that you can go to and sit at and speak at, go do that. If you yourself have the ability to run, go fucking do it. Just do it. Just run. What's the worst that happens? You lose? Oh no. Try again next time. It's not a big deal. Fucking get out there and do it. But yeah, I mean, these are easy fixes, and you know what? If we can't fucking fix this, then guess what? Burn it all down. Because that's the only way that we can fix this if people are not willing to take these steps.
Yep.
So,
By and large, it's the regrettable, grimdark truth of what our founding fathers were actually talking about when you've read enough of it to go, wow, that must have been scary.
Yeah.
Because having had the British basically give the game away
Yeah.
and not burn us to the fucking ground, that they were then stuck going, well, shit.
Now what?
Yeah. Right, who's at this point of a republic if you can keep it? And
Yeah.
yeah, they knew what they were talking about. Like, they had seen what Europe was falling to in terms of the crazy, right? The sectarian strife that had rippled through. And that's why we were supposed to be sectarian.
Yep. Now, there's a wonderful old cartoon. It's got to be 40 years old by now, of a really
Secular,
big,
excuse me.
of a really big dog chasing a little tiny sports car.
Mhm.
And the guy who's driving the sports car finally slams on the brakes, jumps out of the car, and says, "Okay, you caught it. Now what?"
Right.
And the dog is all kind of,
Oh.
Hey, we had a dachshund catch a
Right,
car
yeah,
he
so-
was chasing.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Well, after going under it.
Oh yeah, well, that's what he was doing, was chasing
Yeah.
the car when he got
The
tumbled.
lady made the mistake of stopping to make sure he'd killed that little dog.
Oh,
and that just
God.
wished him.
She got out of that car. She was in tears. She's saying, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God! I hit your dog. I'm so sorry." And he came out from under that car, and he had a scraped spot where his skin had been laid open, right? But he was fucking pissed, and he understood that somehow that lady was responsible for what had happened to him. Chased her right up on the trunk. It was. Never seen that dachshund act aggressive toward, well, Halloween, trick or treat. I saw him act aggressive.
yeah, dogs are not big fans of trick-or-treating folks. Keep that in mind.
Well, the first set of trick or treaters he ever saw, right? He's barking. He said, yeah, look out. Oh, yeah, we got some trick or treaters coming up on the screen porch, right? Well, the screen porch is totally goddamn dark. Right, and we got the lights in the house on, so it's clear that there might be candy, right?
Right.
And it's all local kids and so forth. And so by the time they get up on the screen porch, I mean, he is just barking maniacally. He is right there at that door barking and just barking and barking and barking. And I open the door, and he looks at the monsters on the other side of the door. He said, "Irk," as clearly as any human being has ever said it, clamped his tail between his legs, and shit everywhere.
Oh.
It was. Oh.
Don't know what you're gonna do to survive the monsters, boss, but I'm gonna try and taste that.
and
When I'm
it
done,
was,
you can roll around.
it was
mine.
it was the thinnest diarrhea I've ever seen a dog have, and it came out as jets on either side of his tail. It was hilarious, and of course, this whole time he's busy turning around running. So anyway, then he stopped and he sticks his head back around. And of course, they're neighborhood kids, right? They all know him. And so they're all talking to him, and you can see him going.
I know
That's
those
fun.
voices.
So he finally
They're
came out.
inside the monsters. Oh my god.
He finally came out. I don't think he let any of them pet him, but he wasn't barking.
As far as
But
you know, when the monsters come, they wear your friends' faces.
yeah, right.
Or speak in your friends' voices.
Yeah.
No, so again, this is just, same old, same old. This is nothing new, but it needs to be dealt with.
Yep.
And if we don't deal with it,
The root cause needs to be this bit of pus, that bit of right. Stop treating symptoms,
yeah. And,
which is what
and-
you're doing, and you're treating them in ways that are going to make this worse.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. So don't fall down the gun, control route. Don't fall for that bullshit because
Yep.
that's what they want. This is what they were hoping for.
These
Absolutely.
are
They
the
got
things
what
you
they
invented
wanted.
thumb
Yep.
stocks when you said it couldn't be a
This is
The-
this is predictable enough that you could look at this and ask yourself,
This ought to be
what
taught in pop
Republicans
sci courses.
planned this?
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing: they didn't even need to because they knew it was going to happen.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were just
No,
waiting
absolutely.
for it, right?
Yeah.
And the conspiracy theorists are already out saying this was some left wing thing and blah blah blah, and that we are
It was a trans
groomer, it
illegal.
was a transgender person,
Illegal.
which we
Right.
all know is not true. None of that is
This
true.
is intellectually the same as these are the first kids that jump off bridges. Like they're just breaking the surface tension of narratives.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. They're just trying to get something sideways and wrong somewhere for someone.
Right, and we will be doing a deep dive on, these conspiracy theories and what they do.
Excellent.
As we said, I've been doing research,
Good.
so we'll get that
That'll be
out
fun.
when it's ready. But
So, as an advertisement for our pregame, I have another Halloween story that will make you howl and roll on the floor holding your sides.
Fair.
So, and we're going to do it in pregame tomorrow if you will remind me.
make a fucking note, dude.
I'll go make a note now.
All right. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, heart, follow, review. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces on Facebook for fun memes and a link to our Patreon. Give us $1. You can find us on YouTube as BoomerRex or check your favorite podcasting service for BoomerRexTonight. We can be found on over a dozen different platforms, including Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Samsung Podcasts. And hit us up on Twitter at BRexTonight. Don't forget, if you go to Google and you put in BoomerRexTonight, no spaces, all links will lead you to us. We love you all. We'll see you back here tomorrow night on BoomerRexTonight.
Pay on Patreon and show up
yeah.
for the pregame.
Do it, Brazil. Hook
Yeah.
you up with an airship. Come on.